guys, we got this great clip from one of our long content videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Enjoy. Hey, so here's some things that you need to know if you're thinking of moving to Puerto Rico. So I said, this is the land of opportunity. If you're thinking of moving to Puerto Rico, move to Puerto Rico. If you're thinking of buying some real estate in Puerto Rico, do it. It's a great idea. It's a great decision. Are you thinking about starting a business? Whatever it is that your business, if the island needs it and you bring it, it will be successful. And we've seen this. I mean, guys, Chick-fil-A just got here a year or two ago and they're doing outstanding. Consistently on the island, the Walmarts of the world, the Home Depots of the world on the island, they consistently perform better than any other place in the States. So it's a great place to be in business. It's a great place for you to bring your small business and move away from oppressive places like California where you can save on taxes. One of the big reasons that you would move to Puerto Rico is because you can save on taxes. Now you have to jump through some hoops and you have to set things up properly. You could maybe get into export services where you could pay like a 4% corporate tax. You could possibly become what used to be Act 20, which is like the day traders guides where they don't pay any capital gains. Unfortunately, I think takes a lot of heat. Many of the people on the island don't like it, and rightfully so, because they're excluded from it, and it's really not fair. It's an unfortunate way that that law is written, and it doesn't allow for the local population to take advantage of something that really there's no reason to exclude them from. But anyways, that's not what you're here for. Let's talk about what it's like to live on the island of Puerto Rico and what you can expect. When you come to the island, and many people think that the cost of living will be less on the island of Puerto Rico, and that is probably true, and I'm picking on California. It's probably true if you're coming from California. It's probably true if you're coming from New York or the Northeast of the United States of America, but it's probably not true if you come from the Midwest. It's probably not true if you're coming from the South. I think moving here from Florida, I can't really tell a difference in the cost of living from Florida to Puerto Rico. They're about the same. What's more expensive? Food is more expensive here on the island and harder to get sometimes. Supplies for construction are more expensive and much harder to get sometimes. That has to do with the Jones Act, which is another unfortunate piece of legislature that's been around forever and ever and maybe has served its purpose, but there's still a fight as to whether that continues or not. I'd love to see it go away so that goods and services could become a little bit cheaper. But right now, we're running through inflation, right? Everybody's seen this in the States, and Puerto Rico has seen this too. So gas is more expensive, food is more expensive. Rents are mostly lower than most of the East Coast of the United States, and definitely if you're coming from out west. Maybe they're similar to if you grew up in or you're coming from the Midwest. So I have seen rents rising on the island, and certainly there are pockets of the island where they're tremendously expensive. Like if you go live in Gringoland in Dorado and you want to live in the country club, you're going to pay an arm and a leg there. I mean, it's very, very expensive to live there. That's not my kind of living. That's not what we like to do, but there are people that love it. I have friends that are out there that they come in and they go out there to the golf course and they never leave, and they don't mind living that kind of life. That hasn't been for me. Maybe it's for you. If you do want that, it's not going to be any cheaper to live on that golf course than it is to live on the golf club in Orlando or the golf club in New York, right? Like it's expensive living to live that country club style living. So when you come to the island, don't probably expect that your living expenses are going to go down. It's possible that if you move out into the mountains, you could buy a very inexpensive house and you could live sort of off grid and do it really inexpensively. But for most of you, it's not going to be that. It's going to be relatively the same as it is back in the States. What I'd like to say about Puerto Rico, though, coming here to start a business, and there was recently an article out there that starting a business in San Juan is one of the hardest places to start a business in the entire United States of America. And I think that that could possibly be true, that it is hard, but I want to tell you that it has been absolutely a dream scenario for us. It has been worth it in every single way and every single time. So even though I say some things are harder on the island of Puerto Rico, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Come and do it. You just have to be willing to work through these problems, work through these issues. So if the government of Puerto Rico is difficult on permitting, but you can buy the real estate really well, that still makes for a good investment. Let's talk about wages. So if you're going to come here and you're going to start a business, wages are important to you, right? And while we have one of the lowest minimum wages in the United States, we've seen wage growth And I hope, guys, that as you come here, you're not looking to just hire minimum wage employees. We have seen a wage growth that's tremendous on the island. So when we first came to the island, I have a good friend that I talk about who has a big roofing company on the island, and he was paying people minimum wage for like a 90-day trial period and then giving them a raise, either giving them a raise or firing them. And that was his method of teaching people how to be roofers. And I think his wages have increased like 50% over the last 5 years. Hey guys, thanks for watching that. Subscribe to our channel, watch this next, and then also check out the pinned content for more great content, guys. God bless.